Hello students, let us see the last example of chapter 3. The question is the total resistance of the entire potentiometer, so this is the potentiometer, is R naught, which is given there in the diagram. R ohms draw current I from the potentiometer. So there is another resistance R which draws current I from the potentiometer. We have to find out the voltage across R when the sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer. So this potentiometer sliding contact, that is say a jockey, is at the center. At that time we have to find out the potential difference or a voltage across R. So if I know the current flowing through this R, because when the current comes out from this driver battery, this current will be divided at the junction A. It will be divided at the junction A. Some of the current will flow through R naught, some current will enter R. So there are two different methods through which we can solve this numerical. If I can find out the current through R, then I can apply the Ohm's law. Or in another method, let us redraw this diagram, because the sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer. So if I redraw this diagram, this is our driver battery V. I divide this two resistance, I divide the resistance R naught into two half. Say this will be R naught by 2, this will be R naught by 2. Resistance is directly proportional to the length of the wire or the length of a resistor. So because this sliding contact is at the center, I have divided this resistance R naught into two half. So the value of each resistance becomes R naught by 2. This is our point A, this is point C, this is R, and this is the midpoint B. Now clearly this R naught is in parallel combination with R. Let us name this point as D and E. So we label this diagram as shown here. Now this R naught and R are in parallel combination. So from figure, R naught by 2 and R naught by 2 and R is in parallel combination. So from figure, R naught by 2 and R are in parallel combination. Let R1 is the equivalent resistance. So R1 will be equal to R naught by 2 into R divided by R plus R naught by 2. So we solve this values. So this becomes in the denominator 2R plus R naught. This 2 comes in the denominator and this 2 goes up, the 2 is cancelled. So equivalent is R naught upon 2R plus R naught. This is our equivalent resistance. Now we redraw this diagram. You have to find out the voltage across R. So if I know the voltage across AB, this AB point are parallel to point DE. So the potential difference in parallel combination remains same. So if I can find out the potential difference between point A and B, that will be the potential difference across DE. Now these two resistance become R1. So the given diagram can also be redrawn like this. So again we draw the equivalent diagram. Now in the place of R naught by 2, we have R1, this is your point C, this is the point B, this is our point A, or you can say this is point A and D and this is point B and E. Now this is a series combination, and if I is the current drawn from the potentiometer, I can find out the total current. So from above figure, R1 and another R0 by 2 are in series. Therefore, R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R0 by 2. That is our equation number 2. So this R1 can be written here, which we will substitute in the end. Now let the current drawn from the circuit is I. So I is equal to the total EMF or total voltage divided by the total current is equal to V is equal to IR. So I will be equal to V upon R. So this is R equivalent. Let I be current drawn from potentiometer. Therefore, I is equal to V upon R equivalent. And if required, this diagram can be redrawn as this is your R equivalent, this is V, and the current is I. This is your point A, this is your point C. So these are the equivalent diagram. So I is equal to V upon R equivalent. Therefore, I is equal to V upon R1 plus R0 by 2. So when required, we will substitute in the end this R1. This is a current flowing. So I is flowing through R equivalent. Now R equivalent, now we come in the backward direction. So I is the current flowing through R equivalent. So same current will flow through R1 and R0 by 2. So the potential difference across this R1 will be written as I multiplied by R1. R1 is already calculated. So this is the current which can be written as 2V upon 2R1 plus R0. This is your equation number 3. Current I is found. Now this I is flowing through R equivalent. R equivalent is a series combination of R1 and R0 by 2. So current in R1 and R0 by 2 is same. We have to find out the potential difference across R1. So we apply the Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, voltage across R1 is, let the name is V1, that is equal to I into R1. So I is already calculated. We have calculated the R1 value also. Therefore, V1 is equal to twice V upon twice R1 plus R0 into R1. This is our V1. Therefore, V1 is equal to twice V upon twice R1 value was found from equation 1, that is R0 R upon R0 plus twice R. This was our value of R1 which we have calculated earlier. So this is twice V upon twice R1 plus R0 into R1. Again R1 is R0 R upon R0 plus 2R. Therefore, V1 is equal to, we take this LCM, twice V R0 R divided by twice R0 R plus, we take this LCM, that is R naught square plus twice R naught upon R naught by 2R. This denominator goes upward and it will be cancelled by this term. So this R naught plus 2R, R naught plus 2R is cancelled. So you are left with this equation. Therefore, V1 is equal to, now if we see this, we have R naught as a common here. So twice V R naught, R upon R naught is taken common. So twice R, that is 4R plus R naught square. So we have R naught. This R naught is cancelled. So voltage is equal to V1 is equal to twice VR upon 4R plus R naught. So this is the voltage across resistance R1. Now we have found this voltage across R1. This is a voltage across R1. Now this R1 is a parallel combination. So whatever is the voltage across this R1, that is point AB or point DE, that is same. So this V1 is a potential difference or voltage across R1, or you can say it is voltage across R0 by 2 or between point A and B or point D and E. Therefore, we can say that this is the voltage across R. So this is one method to solve this potentiometer numerical. The other method is you can find out the current flowing through it and then you apply the Ohm's law. Now let us see how will you do the distribution. Suppose you want to apply the Kirchhoff's second law. Suppose we want to apply the Kirchhoff's second law. So let the current from the potentiometer battery is I. At junction A, the current is divided into two parts, from A towards C and from A to D. Let this current be taken as I1. So this portion will be equal to I minus I1, and this I1 comes here. So again this is I. Now in this half of the resistance, the current flowing is I minus I1, and for the remaining half, the current flowing is I. So if I draw this equivalent diagram, I can show this I here. At this point, the current is I minus I1. The current through resistance R is I1, and the current through R0 by 2 is I minus I1. So at junction B, both the current meet and the current is I. So this is the distribution of the current. In half of this resistance, the current flowing is I, and in another half, the current is I minus I1. Now, there are two variables, that is I and I1. So I need two loops, and there are two loops available to us. One is A, B, E, D, A, and another loop, let us name this 2 point as X and Y. So you apply the Kirchhoff's second law to loop. Now take this terminal as positive, this as negative, to the loop Y, A, B, C, X and Y. And then take a second loop, apply Kirchhoff's second law to the loop A, B, E, D, A. From these two loops, you find out I1. And then I can write V1 is equal to I1 into R. Then we apply the Ohm's law here. So whatever value you get for I1, so what will be the value of I1? If you solve this, this was our answer. This is the R. So your I1 should come out to be twice V upon 4R plus R0. So this is how we can also apply the Kirchhoff second law to this example, and you verify the answer. Now let us come to question number 21. of exercise. An infinite network is given. The dotted line indicate that this network is infinite. A battery of EMF 12 volt having internal resistance 0.5 ohm is connected across this infinite network. The network is infinite. The resistance value is 1 ohm. So all are identical resistors. Now if we don't know the ending of this network, how we will find out the current? So the first thing is we have to calculate the equivalent resistance. We have to calculate the equivalent resistance. Now how to calculate the equivalent resistance? Now let us denote these 2 points as A and B. Now if you see the diagram, this R, let us say this is branch 1. Then R, that is another branch. R, that is another branch. So all branches are identical. All branches are identical. So this is first branch where you see a 3 resistors. This is the second branch, identical branch. This is the third branch. So the network is infinite. Let us name this as a branch. So I take that this branch, suppose we have infinite branches. We have infinite branches. Leaving this one branch, the other all the branches that will be infinite minus 1. So instead of infinite minus 1, let me say that this infinite network is made up of infinite plus 1 branch. So leaving one branch, there are infinite branches shown in the dotted line. So we draw the equivalent diagram. Suppose there are infinite plus 1 branches in given network. Also, infinite branches in figure is shown by dotted lines, or within the dotted lines we have taken infinite branches. So the equivalent diagram is, so this is our infinite branch. Let us say the equivalent resistance of this infinite branch is, say, R1. Say it is R1. So equivalent diagram can be shown as this is resistor, this is R, this is R. That is the first branch. So R. These are the point A and B. Let this resistance be named as R1. So this is our battery plus minus. So the diagram reduced to this. Here R1 is equivalent resistance of infinite branch. So we have taken, because we don't know where this branch will end, so we have taken equivalent leaving one branch to be R1. Now it is easy to solve this. This R1 and R are in parallel combination. So if I take this point C and D, AB and CD are parallel. So in figure, R1 and R between A and B are in parallel combination. Are in parallel combination. So let that equivalent resistance of this is R dash. So R dash can be written as R1 R upon R1 plus R. This is our equation number 1. Now this two parallel combination are in series combination with this RR. So if I redraw this diagram, the diagram reduced to, so this is plus minus R. Now this is referred as R dash. This is R. So now this is a series combination. The equivalent resistance is, so R equivalent will be equal to, now these are in series combination, so it will be twice R plus R dash. Twice R plus R dash. Therefore, R equivalent is equal to twice R plus R1R upon R1 plus R. I substitute this R dash here. This is the equivalent resistance of the infinite network. This is the equivalent resistance of the infinite network. Now, we have taken this resistance of infinite branch to be R1. Now, we have simply added one branch to it. Say this is R1. R1 is the resistance of infinite branch, and R equivalent is the resistance of one additional branch added to it. So it is like one is added to infinite. One is added to infinite. So the resultant will be infinite only, approximately it will be infinite. So this R equivalent will be equal to R1 only, because we have simply added one branch to the infinite. Also it is a parallel combination. Suppose this value is, say this is an infinite branch, let its value be high, very high, say 100. This value is low, say 1. So in a parallel combination, the resultant would be less than 1. So this value R dash would be less than 1. If I take this as 100, this as 1. So 100 into 1 divided by 101. So it will be less than 1. Now this less than 1 plus 1 plus 1. So the value does not changes by a large amount. If I add one branch to the infinite, the equivalent is assumed to be same as that of infinite branch. So we write here R1 is equivalent resistance of infinite branch, and R equivalent is equivalent resistance of alpha plus 1 branches, and therefore R1 or R equivalent is approximately taken as R1. So even if you take the values and you try to do this, you will find that R equivalent comes out to be nearly same as R1. So in the place of R equivalent, I substitute R1. So substituting this, therefore in the place of R equivalent, I am writing R1 is equal to twice R plus R1R upon R1 plus R. We have to find out now this R1. So instead of finding out R equivalent, we will find out R1, because R1 is approximately equal to R equivalent. Therefore, R1 is equal to twice R, R1 plus R plus R1R upon R1 plus R. So taking the cross product, R1 square plus R1R is equal to twice R1 plus twice R square plus R1R. So this R1R get cancelled. Therefore, R1 square minus twice R1 minus twice R square is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. Now I have to find out the R1. So either you factorize this equation. If you find difficulty in factorizing this equation, you can use the discriminant method. That is, I have to find out the roots. So I can use the discriminant method, that is minus b plus minus under root delta upon 2a. So R1 value will be equal to minus b plus minus under root delta upon twice a, where delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. So either you use this equation, R1 is equal to minus b plus minus under root delta upon twice a. Here delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. So I compare this equation. So b is equal to minus 2r, c is equal to minus 2r square, a is equal to 1. So I can use this discriminant method and find out the roots of R1, and that will be the equivalent resistance. Now instead of this, so either you will be using this discriminant method, or let me write this, R1 is equal to minus b plus minus under root delta upon twice a, where delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. So you compare and substitute this value. Or another method is R1 square, I make a perfect square, minus twice R1 plus 3R square. So I take this as plus R square minus 3R square is equal to 0. That is, minus 2R square is written as R minus 3R square minus 3R square. So now this becomes a perfect square. So R1 minus R whole square minus 3R square is equal to 0, and therefore R1 minus R is equal to, I take this to that side, is equal to 3R square, or R1 minus R is equal to plus minus root 3R, and therefore R1 can be written as R plus minus root 3R. So this is my R equivalent. So R equivalent is the resistance of infinite plus one branch, and R1 is the equivalent resistance of infinite branch. Both are approximately taken as same. Now negative value of resistance is not possible, and therefore possible value is R1 is equal to R plus root 3R ohm. So this is your R equivalent resistance. Now we have to find out the current. So this is the equivalent resistance where R is 1 ohm is given to us. Now we redraw this diagram. This is our equivalent resistance. Now we have to find out the current. So we know that total current is equal to total EMF divided by total resistance. Now what is the total EMF given? That is 12 volt. We write E symbol. Now the internal resistance is 0.5 ohm. So if I draw a battery here, this is my internal resistance small r, and this is now entire R1 or R equivalent. So it is a series combination. So total resistance will be equal to R1 plus R, where R1 is equal to R plus root 3R. So total current I is equal to 12 upon, in the place of R1 we have R plus root 3R plus R, so that is equal to 12 upon, now R is 1 ohm, so 1 plus root 3 plus internal resistance is 0.5. So you find out this value of the current, that will be the answer.